Hey there, music lovers. Thank you so much for dropping by this channel. Really do appreciate it. Wanted to talk about this new cover of The Police's Synchronicity 2 by Most of Journey. Have you heard it? I'm talking Neil Schon, Steve Smith, and vocalist Arnel Pineda. They got together and they recorded a song for charity called Rock Against Trafficking. That's the name of the charity. It's about child slavery. I'll put a link to it down below. You can go check it out. But basically, this thing's been in the works for the past 4 years, and it was looking for funding and interest, and finally will see the light of day. And it's basically an album filled with Police and Sting covers. Artists like Slash is on there. Jon Anderson of Yes is doing Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. That should be pretty interesting. I just heard Glenn Hughes do Roxanne. I wasn't too happy about that. I mean, come on. Roxanne is one of these songs that is a classic. It's so, it's such a Sting masterpiece that it's hard to do it and not sound like you're falling short, and that's my problem with the Police, is that their songs are so great and so unique. I mean, you had three very strong people in that band with Sting and Andy Summers' guitar and Stuart Copeland's drums. Highly unique band. So when you try to cover them, you almost sound like you're falling short. And so with this one, Synchronicity 2, when I first heard that there was a cover coming, I was like, oh shit, I don't know about this, because I love Synchronicity 2. I mean, that's what ends the first side of the Synchronicity album, the final one from the Police. Actually, that album came out 35 years ago this month, if you can believe that. Does that make you feel old? I know I was right there when it first came out and loved the album. I mean, Synchronicity 2 is just, like I said, it was part of the first side of that album, which was a very nervous side. It had, Synchronicity, and then it had Mother by Andy Summers. Remember that song where he sings about this overbearing mother, and it just sounds like he's going off the deep end. And the side culminates with Synchronicity 2, which is about this guy who is just, tired of the cookie-cutter 9-to-5 life and traffic and going home to his family where there's more bullshit. And you can hear the desperation in Sting's voice. Andy Summers' guitar is like screeching all over the place, and Stuart Copeland's drums are very, very urgent. I mean, the song's got a lot of character going on. And so this version that is done by Neil Schon it's really good. I really do like it, but it's not the original. It's not close to it. It doesn't have the same character. It doesn't have the same nuances. I don't feel the desperation in Arnel's voice. Neil's got a great guitar tone and he sounds great, but I just liked what Andy Summers brought to that song. I liked that song as it was, and this cover, to me, it falls short. Although it does sound great. I mean, Neil Schon's got great guitars going on, and it's very rocking. It will rock your ass out. One thing I don't like about it is that it's way too long. It's like an 8-minute song or something, and it should be about half its length. I probably won't go back and listen to it a whole lot, but I do appreciate it for a really good rockin' tune. So I do give it a thumbs up. It's probably going to be better than most of the songs on this album, I have a feeling, because like I said, the Police are so hard to really capture. And it kind of got me thinking about, what are some songs by the Police that have been covered well? And when I started thinking about it, it was basically songs that Sting covered of the Police that I like. Except for one that the Police actually covered of themselves. Remember when they did Don't Stand So Close to Me in 1986? It came out on a Greatest Hits album. They were supposed to get back and do a whole album, but I think Copeland broke his ankle or something, and so he had to use a drum machine, and so they did Don't Stand So Close to Me. It's not as good as the original, but I like it. I don't know. It's kind of like a guilty pleasure. How about Demolition Man? Sting did a cover of that for the Demolition Man soundtrack. This was back in the 90s, a Sylvester Stallone movie. I really liked how he really rocked that out. I thought he really did a good job there. And then another one that I thought of was Sting with Frank Zappa doing Murder by Numbers. Have you ever heard that? You should check that out. Now, Murder by Numbers is a track that was on Synchronicity. It was like a bonus track. It wasn't on the vinyl. I think it might have been on the cassette, and then it came out on the CD when that came out, and it got a lot of shit back in the day. The religious right was coming out saying that it was written by Satan and it was about murder and all this stuff. And the funny thing about this cover version, it appears on a Frank Zappa live album called Broadway the Hard Way. And Sting was in the audience at one of Zappa's shows. And so during the intermission, Sting got with Zappa, who at the time was undergoing a lot of flack from the religious right and the PMRC and everything. So Sting got with Zappa during the intermission. They worked up a version of Murder by Numbers, and they did it, and it's on this album, and it's really, really cool. I'll try to find it and put it down below, but with Zappa's copyrights, I might not be able to find it, but I'll see what I can do. But I don't know, what do you think? Have you ever heard a really good cover version of a Police song? You know, let me know. What do you think about this Synchronicity 2 by Most of Journey? Put it down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Hit subscribe, and I will talk to you later.